Hello and welcome to Osgoode Professional Development's information session on our new professional LLM in Canadian common law. I'm Megan Thomas, an international program lawyer here at Osgoode Professional Development, and the information in this presentation is current as of May 1st, 2013. In this information session, we're going to introduce you to this program, its features and benefits. We're going to talk about the tuition and application process and give you some contact information if you have further questions about the program. We're going to start today by talking about who should apply for this program. The Canadian Common Law LLM is intended for people with a law degree from outside Canada or a Canadian civil law degree. It's for people who have legal practice experience or who may be recent graduates from a law degree program. It's for applicants who are considering practicing law in Canada and may be going through the NCA accreditation process. We're going to talk a little bit more about that process on the next slide. Or potentially also for applicants who are looking for a foundation in Canadian law, perhaps because they practice in a jurisdiction or an area where there's significant Canadian involvement. This program is not intended for people who have a common law degree from a Canadian university. We'll take a moment now to talk about the NCA process for those who may not be familiar with it. The National Committee on Accreditation is a regulatory body here in Canada of the Federation of Law Societies of Canada. The NCA assesses the credentials individually of internationally trained lawyers and law graduates. It then advises those candidates what they need to do in order to obtain a certificate of qualification in order to be admitted to the licensing process in any of Canada's common law jurisdictions, such as Ontario, Alberta, British Columbia, and several other provinces and territories. Candidates who are from common law jurisdictions, such as the UK, South Africa, or other similar jurisdictions, are often told by the NCA that they must take courses or exams in order to complete their certificate of qualification. Candidates from civil law jurisdictions, such as European or Latin American countries, may be asked to do a full LLB or JD program at a Canadian university. What our LLM allows students to do is to take many of the courses in foundational Canadian common law concepts that the NCA may require. After you complete the LLM program, you can submit your transcript to the NCA for a reassessment of your credentials. In many cases, you can complete all of the courses that the NCA may require, which will obviate your need to complete NCA exams, or at the very least, it will get you a good part of the way toward your certificate of qualification. I'll say a few words about the relationship of Osgoode to the NCA. Osgoode Professional Development is a part of Osgoode Hall Law School, so it's part of one of Canada's oldest and most respected law schools. The NCA is an independent regulatory body, so we have no formal relationship with the NCA. However, the body is aware of and approves our courses so that they are considered equivalent to studying at any other Canadian common law law school. Now we'll move on to talk about the benefits of the Canadian Common Law LLM program. What you get in this program is graduate level study of foundational Canadian law concepts. You take core Canadian common law courses, plus you have a great deal of flexibility in the elective subjects that you take. Our elective courses are drawn from upper year JD courses, as well as many of our other professional LLM courses. You'll see later in this presentation that we have approximately 20 specializations in professional LLMs, so that caters to many different interests our students may have. Our Canadian Common Law core courses, as I mentioned, will be approved by the NCA. Again, we emphasize that all students are responsible for satisfying NCA requirements and for contacting the NCA for any necessary permission to take our courses. We do recommend that you get your NCA assessment report before you start our LLM program, particularly if you are from a common law jurisdiction. This will help you with course selection to ensure that you maximize the value of our professional LLM program for your particular circumstances. After you complete the program, you can then submit your transcripts for reassessment of your credentials by the NCA. This program really represents a unique opportunity. You study here in person at our downtown location at Yonge and Dundas with other foreign-trained lawyers, practicing Canadian lawyers who are studying at Osgoode Professional Development, as well as with JD students at Osgoode's Keele campus. You have access to any of the volunteer and clubs that are going on at Osgoode's Keele campus, as well as career counseling and other services. Moving on to the features of the program more specifically. You have two options to complete the Canadian Common Law LLM degree. You can do it by just coursework, or you can do a combination of courses plus either a major research paper or a significant research paper. The degree requirements are 36 credits over either 3 consecutive terms in a full-time program, which would be 1 calendar year, or 6 consecutive terms for part-time, which is 2 years. Our courses are offered in 3 terms per year. The fall runs from September to December, winter from January to April, and summer from April to June. You can start the program in either the fall or the winter term. Our classes generally follow one of 2 patterns. You either take a 3-hour class once a week for each course, or you may take your courses in an intensive format where the course runs for example, 3 to 5 days for full days each day consecutively, and then the course is complete. There is a significant outside classroom time commitment. We expect that students will have read the material before class and be prepared. And in many cases, there are special assignments such as presentations to prepare for. The evaluation for these courses is done at a graduate level, which means that there's a research and writing component for each of the courses. Most often, these courses are evaluated through a take-home examination that might range from 48 hours to 7 days. Some courses as well have a midterm paper plus an exam, a presentation, a case comment, or other types of evaluation forms. When you study at Osgoode Professional Development, we provide you with a great deal of administrative support. We take care of registration for you in the program. We work with you on enrollment in the courses that meet your needs. We provide you with your course textbooks and materials, and we have an online learning management system with websites for the courses and materials in electronic format. On this slide, you can see our tentative core course dates for the first academic year of the program. In the fall, we have 3 of our core courses: Legal Research and Writing for international students, Canadian Public and Constitutional Law. For those of you who are familiar with the NCA's syllabi, this includes both constitutional law and foundations of Canadian law. We have business associations as well in the fall, which is the equivalent of corporate law in the NCA's syllabus. In the winter, we'll be running criminal law and administrative law. And in the summer term, we'll be running administrative law once again due to high demand, as well as professional responsibility. Again, you can enter our program in either late August or September, the fall term, or in January. I'm going to leave this slide up for a few moments so that you can take a look at the actual scheduling. Again, this is current as of May 1st, 2013, for our core courses. Here you can see, if we take the example of legal research and writing for international students, which is the first course listed, you can see the title of the course code, as well as the number 3.0. That tells you that this course is worth 3 credits. You can see the term, fall 2013. This is one of our core courses. And then you can see the schedule for the course, as well as the instructors' names. That information is included for each of our core courses. Again, as a reminder, in this particular program, you must take a total of 36 credits, and 18 of those credits need to come from this list of core courses. So, for example, you might choose to take Canadian Public and Constitutional Law, Canadian Administrative Law, and Canadian Criminal Law from this list, which would be 18 credits, and then you would be left with elective courses for the remaining 18 credits. In one of the upcoming slides, I'll talk about the elective courses that are available. Again, we'll leave this slide up for a moment so that you can take a look at the variety of core courses available. Now we'll move on to look at elective course options. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, we have a very large variety of courses available for you to fill out those 18 elective courses. Of course, you can choose to take more than 18 of your credits from the core courses, but many of you will be interested in upper year JD courses. There are just some examples listed here, such as evidence or trusts. We have another LLM in international business law, which includes many interesting classes such as international commercial arbitration, international tax. So those are some good options. And on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see a listing of the subject areas where we offer professional LLM programs. Many elective courses will be available from those specializations, such as business law, securities law, or civil litigation. Again, we will work with each admitted student to determine what elective courses are suitable for you. That completes the discussion of the features of the program. We'll now talk about admission requirements as well as tuition. So the admission requirements for this program are all available on our website. What you need to submit are 2 copies of your official transcripts sent directly from the university where you studied abroad. We recognize that this takes a significant amount of time for many applicants who've studied overseas. So initially, you may wish to submit a photocopy of your transcripts so that we may look at it for admission purposes. However, before you start the program, you do need to ensure that 2 copies of those transcripts are sent directly from your university to York University. We require a CV or resume to see your experience and educational history. We require a personal statement that's quite brief and discusses your reasons for taking the program or for being interested in taking the program. That's also your opportunity to highlight any particular special circumstances in your background in terms of your experience, or to explain any low grades that you may have in your past. We require an application fee of $100. For applicants whose first language is not English, we require a language proficiency test. The scores and testing bodies that are acceptable are listed on our website. There is an exemption available for people who've studied in an institution with exclusively English as the language of instruction for a minimum of 2 years. We require 2 recommendation forms from references. It is entirely up to you as an applicant to decide who is the best reference for you. Often for students who've graduated recently from university, it's very helpful to have an academic reference from a professor, but those who've been out of school for a longer period of time may find that professional references are more helpful. What the admissions committee is looking for is people who are able to speak to your ability to study at the graduate level and be successful in the program. We also require a writing sample in English. Again, ideally, this would be an academic writing sample that shows your legal research, analysis, and writing ability, but some people may wish to submit something from their professional background. Finally, we require a plan of study, which is a special form, again, found on our website with the application materials. And that asks you to indicate which of our core courses and which electives you believe you're interested in taking while you study in the Canadian Common Law LLM. This will assist us greatly with program planning. So please do list any courses that you think you're interested in taking, or any subject areas. The minimum requirements for admission are a law degree from outside Canada or a Canadian civil law degree, and we do require a B grade point average for admission as a minimum standard. Again, you can see on our website a link to York's Graduate Admissions Department that tells you how graduate admissions assesses the equivalency of degrees from other countries. I should also add that we do sometimes consider applicants with lower than a B average, particularly if they have circumstances that explain the lower average, or if they have a significant amount of legal practice experience. Tuition fees for the program fee is the same whether you study full-time or part-time. You would be billed in 3 installments for a full-time program and 6 for a part-time program. The domestic fee is approximately $21,000 currently for the program, and the international student fee is approximately $29,000. The exact numbers are set out here on the slide. There are some additional modest supplementary fees that are levied by the university. This fee covers all of your materials for all of your classes, including textbooks, and we also serve light meals to students when they study here at our Osgoode Professional Development Campus. Of course, we note that tuition and fees are subject to change as they are under review on a periodic basis by the university. Depending on your own personal circumstances, you may be available, a tuition tax credit or education tax credit may be available to you. I should note as well that our professional LLM programs here at Osgoode Professional Development are not eligible for OSAP funding because they are considered professional programs. The application process has 2 relevant dates. For fall admission, the due date for applications is May 15th, and for winter admission, it's October 15th. We do anticipate that we will be releasing most of the admission decisions after the application deadline, but we do reserve the right to issue some early acceptances for good candidates. Finally, I'll just mention briefly our single course enrollment process. For students who, for a variety of reasons, may not wish to enroll in the full LLM program, we do have permission to allow you to apply to take up to 12 credits through single course enrollment. I will mention that there is another presentation on our website on single course enrollment that has more detail for you. But just briefly, there are 2 options available. You can apply to audit a course, which would mean that you are not assessed, you don't do an exam or any of the assignments in the course. Or you can apply to take the course with assessment, which essentially means that you are a student like all others in the class. You complete all assignments, and then you would receive a transcript at the end of the course if you pass, stating that you've successfully completed the course. You can use that to later apply for advanced standing in one of our LLM programs, or you can use it to meet your National Committee on Accreditation course requirements. The application information is on our website, and again, there's another presentation on our site that goes into more detail about this. But I should note that for the Canadian Common Law core courses, your application does require a copy of your NCA assessment report. I hope you've found our presentation helpful in explaining more of the features, benefits, application process, and other details for our Canadian Common Law LLM program. If you have further questions, please contact our admissions department at the contact number or email that's listed here on your screen. Thank you very much for your interest in our program, and we hope to hear from you.